A couple weeks ago, I received a note on my email from a listener, and this is what it said. Hi, friend. I feel invisible. Men don't even look my way. The ones on the dating apps are either into sexual habits that I'm not, or they play so many games. I'm too old for this. I feel so unwanted. Any tips are appreciated. Today, we're going to talk about this note that I received. I will give her any advice that I can think of, but also if you have any input, please feel free to share. Welcome to It's Never Too Late to Date. Welcome back to It's Never Too Late to Date. We are the site about dating after the age of 60. And I really, really appreciate this comment that I received. And you're not the only one. I talk to many, many women in this age group who feel exactly the same way that you do. And the sad part is when you feel that way, it usually comes from the inside. And so I would recommend that you stay off the dating sites and not necessarily pursue dating until you can feel seen by yourself. And I know that sounds weird, but a lot of times how we are seen by other people is how we see ourselves. One of the things that I've noticed in myself is that I feel invisible more when I'm with a group of younger people than I do with people that are my in my age group. There's just and maybe that's just me. You get around a group of young people, they're all in great shape, and everybody's pretty and very attractive, and you're feeling old. So, and I can just speak for myself, but whenever something like that happens in my mind, that little negative talk starts. And so that's mostly probably what's happening with you've been in enough situations where you've noticed that people don't look, and so you internalize it, and that's what you think all of the time now. So you just have to start some activities, doing some things that make you feel good about yourself, whether it's um, first of all, how are you feeling physically? If you're feeling healthy, then that's one step in the right direction. Do you feel like you're stylish for your age? Do you feel like your hairstyle is what you'd like? Any of those things can really boost your self confidence and boost how you see yourself. And in turn, it'll change how other people see you, because when you feel good and about yourself, you carry yourself so differently. One of the things that I remember is I used to wear my hair a little bit longer, and I could never really find a style that I really liked with it. I mean, I felt good, but I didn't feel like it was the best style for me. But I couldn't find anything. So when I first got my hair cut short, like it is now, that right away I felt showed my face more, and so it made me feel better. I've never been one to wear a lot of makeup, but I always make sure that I have lipstick on and maybe some eyeliner to highlight my eyes and make sure all my gray hairs aren't hanging out on my on my eyebrows. But for the most part, I felt like the short haircut really made a difference. And then when it started to go gray, and I thought it was just going to be a mousy blah kind of gray color, and it ended up being more silver, and really, really liked that and the contrast that happened there. So that really has boosted my self confidence. When I go somewhere, I feel like my hair looks good. And because of that, I make sure that everything else looks good. I've also been working on losing weight. I walk every day, try to stay healthy, try to eat healthy, except for this time of year, one of my downfalls is candy corn. So I just had a little bit of that. But just the mo- staying in motion, staying physically active as much as I can, and I feel really good. And I really think that that works for everybody. Now, if you've got some limitations, then you have to kind of work with those. I know a lot of my friends that are dealing with hip issues, knees, that can't be as active. So, but you can do a stationary bike. One of my friends that has hip issues, she doesn't have hip issues when she's walking on the treadmill. Also, lots of water aerobics. classes out there. And those are really, really good on your joints. So try something like that. You know, most of the community centers have pools. The community center that I play pickleball at, they have a great pool, and it doesn't cost a lot to use it. So, you know, get out and do some activity to make you feel better. Update your appearance if you feel like you need to. Get somebody else's input on that. Sometimes we get stuck, and we get stuck back in years past, and our style may not be up to date like it should be. And just, you know, admit it. Some of us aren't good at deciding what looks good and what doesn't. So sometimes take one of your friends that you admire, how they dress and their style, and get their opinion. So those are two things. And then probably one of the biggest things is stay the majority of your time, spend it with people your age if you can. Of course, you're going to be with your kids and their friends and grandkids and that kind of thing. But if you can get out and go to the community centers, you know, I found that I'm not the oldest out at where I play pickleball, but there's a group that is all kind of right around my age. There are some younger, and we actually have some two that are older, and they're in their 90s, and there's some in their 80s still playing pickleball. And but getting out and playing pickleball every day, they feel has really boosted a lot of their energy and their confidence in themselves, and that happens with both men and women. So don't think that this message is just for women. You know, get out and do something that you enjoy. If you like flower arranging, if you like cooking, go to a cooking class. Get out and find some things that help boost your knowledge in a lot of different ways. That always makes you feel good. But get to know who you are, what you like, improve where you need to improve. You're not too old to do that. You know, and this is something that comes into my head a lot. Is I'm 71 now, and I'm always starting new things. And in my back of my mind, this little voice keeps saying, "Don't you think you're a little too old to start something new?" And then you just got to say, "Shut up! No, we don't know how long we're going to live." You could sit around waiting and continually saying, "I'm too old to start something new. I'm too old to start something new." And by then, 15, 20 years has passed, and you could have started something new and really enjoyed it and met some incredible people in the process. And so, don't take your that little stupid voice in your head. You know, don't listen to it. We all have it. That's just what our brain does to try to protect us from the unknown. And so don't be afraid to get out and try something new. So start with that. Start with just doing some things that make you feel good. Update your style if you need to. Work on your, you know, physical being if you need to. All of those things are good anyway. Whether you're trying to be uninvisible or visible or not. And you just want to do that for yourself. So start with that. And then I'll be doing some other videos on once you're ready to start dating. What do you do then? All right. Hopefully that helps. If you know of anybody that's interested in what we've talked about today, please share this video with them. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.